Hi guys, what is up and welcome back to the Dunk Talk podcast. Today we've got episode 60, a solo episode. I'm just going to be talking about my experience at the dunk camp, guys. It was about, I don't even know, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago now, and it was a lot of fun. And so I've been delaying a lot of other episodes that are already pre-filmed just because I was going to do this one. And then in my other episodes, I was saying like episode 61, 62. And so kind of silly, but I'm finally getting it done, guys. So hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. So Dunk Camp, if you didn't know, is an event every year put on by Andy Nicholson. And Andy is a 53, 54-year-old dunker. I don't even know. It's crazy. He's still dunking in his 50s, which is wild. And every year they invite a lot of the best professional dunkers in the world, such as Jordan Kilgannon, Isaiah Rivera, Jonathan Clark, Jordan Sutherland, aka One Foot God. And this year they had Tony Crosby, Travis Reynolds, Dom Gonzalez, Donovan Hawkins, who didn't jump unfortunately, and all these other guys. Darius Clark as well showed up for the show. So it was a lot of fun. And yeah, every year this is basically one of the only like guaranteed events of the year. And obviously, I want to prepare for contests and stuff like that. Like I want my body to be ready. I want to be jumping my highest. But this is one of the things every year where it's like a guarantee. Like every June, I want to jump high for dunk camp. And so it's very easy to structure my training around. And that's why every year, that's what I do. I prepare for dunk camp, try to jump my highest and hit new dunks during dunk camp. And so this year was no different. I trained up until dunk camp, and yeah, I've been on Jump Master X for about a year and a half now, I want to say. And recently, Jump X was originally merged with Jump Master, which was Jordan Kilgannon's thing. So I've had Jordan Kilgannon as a coach as well. So that's been super helpful leading up to it. But yeah, guys, a few sessions before dunk camp, just walking you through like the few sessions before. I had two sessions in a row that were not super great. Like I felt like I was jumping okay, but it was probably just had something to do with, not having a ton of friends there or not having a bunch of people watching or whatever. Just like things that weren't necessarily in my control that, just weren't optimal. And I didn't have like the greatest sessions, but thankfully I dunk on Saturdays and Wednesdays. And so the last Wednesday, so dunk camp starts on a Monday. The Wednesday before that, I dunked with my friend Christian Ferguson in Eau Claire. You can watch the video on my YouTube channel, my personal one. And I did pretty well. It was kind of a weird session. Like I was really like punching, but like missing them. Eastbays, and I hit one good behind the back. I hit an Eastbay, but it was like with a two-hand catch, which I never do. But anyways, it was a good session. It was one of my highest jumping days ever, and I didn't even feel like that amazing. Didn't have too much caffeine. I felt kind of like anxious during the session because like they were kind of threatened to kick us out a couple times and stuff like that. But overall, it was a good like last session. Like I felt like okay, good. Like I can still dunk. Like the last two sessions, hopefully won't define how I do. And so fly to Utah on Sunday, and that Sunday I'm just hanging out with all the guys. Got to see a lot of the pros and stuff at the Airbnb. I stayed with Hunter throughout this entire thing, and yeah, we were just hanging out, doing whatever as we always do. That's one of the cool things about dunk camp, and it's one of the most. It's one of the things that I feel like a lot. I guess a lot of people do talk about it, but I still think it's one of like the most underrated aspects of camp is just being around the community, and just the environment is amazing. And so yeah, it's always just fun just being around them, even if not dunking. And so yeah, but day one, I'm trying to recall all the details from day one, but I always start off camp with a big group, going to like a kind of a classroom situation. Everyone introduces themselves. Got to meet a few new people, some notable ones. I'm gonna forget people, so forgive me if I don't say your name. But Cam, actually, I've met Cam before. Um, yeah, I mean, there's so many people I don't even know, but there's a lot of fun guys this year that I haven't seen before, and I mean, yeah. So I learned that I was gonna be dunking in the morning, which I wasn't sure how I felt about. I really wanted to dunk in the pro session, which turned out to not even really be a pro session because there was only 3 pros that jumped. But I ended up basically jumping in the pro session anyway. And so I started warming up. I decided not to test my vertical this year, not because I didn't think I could PR. I definitely would have PR'd to be completely honest, but I just care more about dunks right now. And this might be a dumb and weird mentality to some of you, but in my personal opinion, like I just have no interest in testing my vertical if I'm not gonna like PR like big time. So really the only reason I would ever do it is to just get like that stimulus of doing like true max effort jumps, because obviously you don't get true max effort jumps on most dunks. Um, so yeah, I did test my vertical, went right into dunks, started on one hoop, and I thought this was going to be the hoop that I was going to be on for the entire time. And then everyone else just decided to go move to a different hoop. And so I went and dunked there for a while. And then there got to be way too many people on that hoop, like 20 plus people dunking on one hoop. So I tried to, get a lot of the better guys to come over to a specific hoop. And we dunked there for a while. I did pretty good. Um, but then, once again, Kilgannon started jumping. And I wanted to dunk with him, of course, since, I'm one of his athletes. A few of his other athletes, like Ben and Jeff, were over there as well. And so I moved over there. And so I moved like 4 times before I actually settled down to a hoop, which if you're a dunker, you probably know that that's not a great feeling. Um, Especially me, like I feel like I'm like I don't even know what the right word is, but I get very anxious like when it comes to sessions. Like I'm always like afraid like, oh, like is this gonna work out? Like is this gym, gonna be totally okay? Like am I gonna get a hoop and stuff like that? And that just comes from, me living in an area where there's not too many gyms, and the gyms that there are super busy. And so obviously at dunk camp it shouldn't have to worry about that, but that's just kind of like how I am at this point. And so yeah, it kind of messed me up a little bit, and I kind of like it was going back and forth, getting rewarm every time. But whatever. On to the dunks. On the first hoop that I started on, I don't even know what happened there. Not much happened on that one. On the second hoop, though, where there was a lot of the better guys, I hit a windmill, reverse pump. Not sure if I had a cuff windmill, but I had a really good Eastbay. And I also got very close to an inverted scorpion, like back rimmed inverted scorpion, which does not happen often. That was probably my closest attempt ever, one of them at least. And so very good. Oh, also one of my best 360 cuff windmills as well. None of this footage is out yet, so I really just got to get it out. Well, it's on YouTube. I haven't put it on Instagram or anything like that. So I hit some really good dunks, and then I moved over to the court Kilgannon was on. Hit 2 more Eastbays, hit a behind the back, hit a scorpion, which is only my second time doing that, and it was a lot better than my first one. Trying to think what else. I mean, got really close to 360 scoop, had a decent 360 lost and found attempt. I don't know. I mean, plenty of stuff. There was a lot of dunks, of course. So overall, I was a little bit annoyed with my first day just because I never really like settled down. Like I'm a very routine dunker. I'm trying to kind of get out of that routine style of things and just like go in and warm up and do whatever dunks I feel like doing, because I feel like every single time I go and dunk, it's like lob windmill, reverse bump, cuff windmill, East Bay, behind the back. And if you've watched me before, you've probably noticed that. So I'm trying to kind of get out of that. But every time I went to a new hoop, I kind of like restarted my little cycle there, which was really stupid. But anyways, I hit a lot of good dunks on day one, so I can't really complain. I just really wanted to hit an under both or something like that, because that would have been really crazy. But overall, again, it was good. So yeah, I mean that wraps up day one generally. I mean later in the day I got to watch Brooke, skip the classroom and stuff to go watch Brooke, which I didn't want to do. I didn't want to skip the classroom, but I also wanted to see Brooke and help Brooke more than to go to the classroom, obviously. And so she did really well. She was grabbing rim, definitely her highest jumps yet. And she had some decent lob attempts, but I just think if you guys aren't following, Brooke is my girlfriend. I've been training her to dunk for I don't even know how long, probably six-ish months now. She's been on Jump Master X for most of that time. And yeah, I mean, she's gotten a lot closer, but I think that the biggest issue, the reason she didn't dunk, was because we've mostly just been doing low rim and then max effort jumps on 10 feet, and we never really practiced like the actual like tip in lob kind of dunk. Like we've just been practicing trick dunks and max effort jumps. So I think she's totally going to get it within the next year, and so I'm very excited to see that. But it was also really just fun to see her totally peaked and feeling good. So that was great as well. Yeah, day two, I tried not to jump much. I did film one little video with Nate. If you guys don't know, Hoop and Nate. Kid went super viral for, what's it called? Doing like dunks on his door and stuff like that. And, we're like the same age now-ish. So it's always fun to film content with him since we're both, pretty good on low rims. And then Hunter joined in as well. So we had me, Nate, and Hunter film some cool videos. But yeah, that was basically all of day two, besides some 3-on-2, 2-on-1 dunks only. I got some really good clips in that, but unfortunately, someone was basically standing in front of my camera the entire time. Kind of my fault. I didn't like put it on a tripod or anything. So if anyone has clips from that 3-on-2, 2-on-1, definitely send them to me because that was fun. But yeah, and so that was basically all of day 2, besides like classroom stuff like that. But to be completely honest, I'm not going to be able to remember all that, so I'm just going to talk about mostly my dunking experience for the week. Day 3, no dunks at all. Did film a bunch of content, which is going to be going up on this channel hopefully really soon. Bunch of interviews with guys. I'm super excited for it, but it's just going to take a long time to sift through. I've got so much content right now just in the bag that I have not gotten out yet, and so I'm really just working towards it, guys. I'll get it out eventually. It's good stuff, though. I'm very excited for it. I think you guys will really enjoy it. After that, day 4. So day 4, I did the dunk contest. First time doing the 10-foot dunk contest. Warmed up, and I was feeling not too amazing. It was kind of similar to last year. I don't know if you guys remember my experience at the Wisconsin dunk camp last year, but I was basically like sick. Like not like super sick, just like kind of felt horrible. I don't know how to explain it. But I warmed up anyways, kind of got into it, and then, yeah, I mean, I during the contest, it was WDA format. So if you guys don't know what that is, World Dunk Association, they're like trying to create, or they were trying to create a objective scoring system. Haven't been making much progress recently, if we're honest. And so, yeah, the scoring system is a very good idea. I'm a huge advocate for an objective scoring system. I just think there's a lot of flaws with it right now, and so I don't really think it didn't really feel fair for it to be implemented this year, to be completely honest. So I did a reverse pump, my first dunk. Pretty good. Finish could have been better, but my style was great on it. It was one of my better, like, reverse pump style-wise. I don't even know what the score was. The scores are not like 1 through 10, so it's difficult to explain and remember. And then my second dunk went for an Eastbay. I missed my first 2 attempts and settled for a cuff windmill. Obviously, had to settle for a cuff windmill, but the cuff windmill itself was really good. And I did not move on. I don't know what to say. I mean, I think personally I should have moved on. And there was one other person, I'm not going to name any names, there was one other person in the contest that I think, like, if they would have moved on, I wouldn't have been mad about it. But I just think that, dunk for dunk, I feel like me and that other guy should have moved on compared to one of the other people that did. And I'm not talking about Ben, by the way. I had been winning from the start. I don't think I was going to win anyway, but yeah, a little bit disappointing. But anyways, not important. Moving on to the show. Yeah, so every year the dunk camp does a dunk show, if you didn't know. And during that dunk show, the campers, the people attending camp like myself, get to participate in the pre-show and do some dunks in front of a crowd, which is always fun. Obviously, I've had quite a few events now where I've got to dunk in front of a crowd, but it's always fun. And so, yeah, in the warm-ups, as they call it, I hit some pretty good dunks. Hit a reverse windmill, hit a couple Eastbays, 2 Eastbays, really good handoff behind the back. Brooke held the ball, super cool. What else was there? Did I hit a 360? I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I hit some good dunks. That's all I can really say. Cuff windmill. Hit a really good one-hander, actually. It was like one of my last dunks, too. Which I love that one. And so, yeah. And then after that, I got to watch the rest of the pros do the dunk show. It was kind of a weird show. A lot of guys were hurt or got hurt during the show. Donovan was one of them. Obviously, everyone wants to watch Donovan. He's insane. And he unfortunately had like some IT band issues and stuff like that. Crosby was doing okay for a while and then had some knee issues. Dak tested a 51, and Isaiah Espinoza also tested a 50. And they both did pretty good. No injuries that I know of, thankfully. Dom was doing really well. Hit like a 360 reverse windmill, snake dunk, all that. But then he had some knee issues. Isaiah Rivera wasn't going 100%, or at least it didn't seem like it. Kilgannon had some adductor, abductor, whatever issues. I'm trying to think of who else. But I mean, all the pros. I mean, Travis too. Travis had some issues. And so, yeah, it was kind of a weird show, but at the end of the day, it still turned out to be really cool. The full video is up on my personal YouTube once again. I really like the video that I made. It has the pre-show, it has the vertical testing, and it has the pro dunk show, so I'm very happy about that. But yeah, guys, I mean, that generally wraps up the week. After that, I stayed for a couple days, went hiking and all that with my family. So yeah, it was a really fun trip, as always. I mean, shout out to Andy for putting on the dunk camp. Hopefully next year I can perform better in the 10-foot dunk contest, because once again, I'm, as you can tell, I'm holding back, trying to, not talk about it too much. But I definitely, like, personally could have done better, and so I don't want to blame anyone else. I don't want to make excuses. I myself have a lot to improve on, and I could have done better, and performed better, and so got to do that next year. But aside from that, I mean, my dunks overall were okay. I mean, I don't know. I could have done better, guys. I'm probably being hard on myself right now, but I just really wish I hit like an under bowl, 360 scoop, J Rich, stuff like that. But it's all good. Coming back now, back in Minnesota, obviously. I've had one dunk session since dunk camp, one 10-foot dunk session since dunk camp. At the time this is being uploaded, I hit two new dunks on 9, 10, and 3/4, so a bit lower than I would like for it to be. But I hit an off the drill behind the back and off the dribble Eastbay, and so I think that that's a good segue into working on 360 Eastbay again, and so I'm excited. So there's a lot of stuff to work on, constant process, of course, but overall I'm happy with how it went. So yeah, guys, again, just thank you so much for watching this video, for always supporting me and all that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you're at dunk camp, let me know what you thought of the event. I thought it was great this year. So yeah, a lot more stuff coming soon. Like I said, we've already got videos filmed that haven't been posted yet. Quite a few of them from dunk camp itself, like probably 4 to 5 like mini podcast videos that will be coming out on here. And then also, I'm trying to think whether I should tell you guys about the next 2 episodes. I might as well. So I've got one episode coming soon with Ben Hopkins, who won the 10-foot dunk contest in dunk camp. He's now going to FIBA, and the winner went to FIBA, and he won, obviously, so he's going to FIBA. Super cool. Yeah, he killed it, even though he was going through a lot of like knee injuries and stuff like that at the time. And so that is the next episode, guys. So definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be a good one. I'm very excited to get that out. And the next one, we've got the greatest dunker of all time back on the podcast. I know that, you guys might think I could be referring to a lot of people, but I think it should be pretty obvious. So yeah, leave it at that. We've got, GOAT coming back. And then after that, got a couple more solo podcasts of myself just talking about some things. So we'll see you guys. But I'm excited for the next episodes here. I hope you guys are as well. So make sure to stay tuned. And yeah, subscribe if you're new, by the way. It means a lot to me. We're getting pretty close to 1,000 here. So it'd be really cool to, get this channel monetized and then start paying the guests and doing a bunch of stuff. So I'm excited, guys. Hope you are too. And yeah, if you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.